This is your boy Pernell helping you to alleviate stress, anxiety, spiritual suffering, okay, human suffering. Oh wow, leveraging astrology. Today is a special day for me. It is actually my lunar birthday. Um, Part of me felt like I should give something away for my lunar birthday, but then I was like, shouldn't I be giving me something? But if I thought about it a little bit earlier, I would have been like, yeah, I'm giving something away in all sincerity. But now I'm kind of joking about it a little bit. Um, Definitely hit the thumbs up. Definitely hit the likes on the early notice. This is pre-Virgo moon. Today I'm talking about what my lunar return actually means a little bit to me, a little bit about the Waning Gibbous and what that means. In all sincerity, we'll close the computer for the moment. I want to say thank you. I want to start this message off by saying thank you. Whether you watch this on live or replay, definitely understand that this message is just a little bit more personal. Before we even go any further, I have an Aries Moon, all right, natal, and today I am going through my lunar return. I do have something that was preemptively pulled early in the day. This is a 7th dimensional dragon, so we do not make very much contact with the 7th dimension. Just to start, this is a dragon primarily associated with Atlanteans and Atlantis, the whole fallen empire, okay, that the spiritual technology went along with it. But it is now coming back, and this spiritual knowledge of Atlantis that is really kind of working together with this golden dragon has a story that I would like to share. Shout out to Jamie because she pulled this same dragon the first time I saw it in my own deck at the retreat, the women's retreat. And it's just a moment for reflection. It's a moment for as much masculine energy in the sky. I'm really getting more of a moment of softness, a moment of gentleness. I do thank you for those thumbs up. Big love. A moment of destroying old ways that we used to go to war, that I used to go to war. And, you know, the waning gibbous comes directly after a full moon. With this being my lunar return, my lunar birthday, why I find like this is very important and also personal to me is because I do have a Mars in Cancer. So Mars is the ruling planet of Aries and Scorpio. And as a part of it, my Aries has to respond to Cancer, which is not a very easy interaction to have between Cancer and Aries. They do want a more natural level square, even though they could find ways to really love and enjoy each other, which is what a lot of this video is about on his lunar birthday, during his Waning Gibbous cycle, right after the Aquarius full moon, preemptively to the Virgo new moon. All right. For me, this is very major. This is very personal. I'm not gonna lie to you. So definitely just keep that in mind. All right. Running global retreats has been one of my biggest goals, quite frankly. To be able to do it and do it consistently and do it and live off it entirely and have that be, 7 days in physical reality, if you will, up to 14 days in the physical reality, the physical world, while really not being able to or having to do anything for the rest of the year. All right, being able to rest in my home, travel the world, eat new foods, exotic foods that interest and excite me. All right, it's been a lot of my goals, be able to go ahead and experience and dive into cultures. But what I'm understanding as well, it's a little bit of this card, this Atlantean energy. All right, so I'm going to read this to you as well, real quick, because it's going to really help guide what I'm here to talk about with you today as we get into it, as we step a little bit away from the envy, as we step a little bit away from the rage, as we step a little bit away from the hate, as we step away from the Aries Moon and how Aries Moon, my natal moon, would deal with things. Generally, I used to just sit there and kill people. I mean, metaphysically or not, like literally just realize like a real life baby, if you do something wrong, we knock you upside your head. And from an emotional level, Aries is so quick to jump the gun that really you might have been my best friend. You might have been who exactly I needed. You might have been somebody supporting my dreams. You might have been somebody supporting my unique self, my unique expression. But the evolution of it all, my lunar birthday as an Aries moon, today this revolution has shown me how have I learned to better deal with hate, how have I learned to better deal with envy, how have I better learned to deal with rage, anger, and recognize and accept them as emotions, but to be able to add in that feminine touch. And this is what I feel Uranus and Taurus, Mars and Taurus is really helping me with tremendously. This particular year, my progress chart, I have a Virgo moon. So it's not as responsive to all the things that I mentioned prior. It's not as reactive, all right? And really what's happening right now in this Waning Gibbous is I find not just me, myself, but all of us are getting back to that more Atlantean understanding of spiritual warfare, where a lot of it is, I chose to come here to Earth. This is the simple reality. I chose to come here to Earth. I chose to come here to Earth with an Aries moon. We're in Leo season. I said it in multiple videos before. Venus is in Leo as well. We are transmuting dark energy that helps us better and more able to be our most unique, vibrant, bold, and courageous selves. And even this dragon today is orange, representing everything on that lower level, that lower vibrational energy of the sacral chakra, which can be very potent, right? Like when we use sexual energy appropriately, and not when we're wasting off that nut or we're having interactions, special sexual engagements with random and everybody, but rather looking at how can I use this from a more with a feminine touch. How can I use this with a nurturing and compassionate outlook on sexual energy itself? How can this be redirected, and how can breath work be used to bring that energy up the spine? So I would even like to, before I get into the definition of this, do a quick breath work exercise with you as I munch on this Mexican type Dorito. It's called tostitos. Okay. So hit the like, hit the thumbs up. Join me quickly, briefly, for this breath work. When you take your hands to start, rub them together softly, slowly, and light just to begin. And just take a moment to feel into the energy in your hands, even without creating friction so intensely. To do it more in the feminine, nurturing manner. I want you to just feel the energy in your hand, feel the warmth, feel the love, and ultimately feel the magic, the alchemy. This alchemical process of rubbing your feminine and your masculine together, the left hand and the right hand. Bringing the left brain and the right brain together, the creative brain and the logical mind. And understand that it doesn't even have to be quick in order to create the fire. That inner fire, the inner flame is not necessary to show everybody what you can do, to show everybody what you're capable of. This is what the Waning Gibbous moon is really revealing to me. And I want you to just go ahead and split those hands across your face without making contact. As you open, feel the heat that was generated, feel the love, the rejuvenation, and the warmth. As you tend to your neck, and go ahead and take a moment to heal yourself in a practical manner, practical way, as we work towards this Virgo new moon. And this is one of the things on my lunar return, my lunar birthday, that has been revealed as the Aries moon, stepping more into this new self, as we're in Jupiter in Aries retrograde. So for Aries, wherever Aries is at your chart, is going through first house in Jupiter, right? So the expansion of self, the expansion of how do you teach literal spirituality, which is requiring you to embody this new body. Aries is the head, which is why I'm taking a moment to focus on the head while we're in Aries Moon and Leo season. But as I say that, I'm going to take the rest of the remaining energy. I'm going to put and implant it into my heart. As we snap back out of it. So, thank you for the birthday wishes. All right, so today's message on the Waning Gibbous is one, asking you to go ahead and take a vote in the chat. All right. Two, most obvious and most definitely, go ahead and subscribe to my email list. All right, it's pinned up in the comment. You're very welcome, Lilian. Luana, you're very, very welcome. Definitely subscribe to my email list. It's pinned up in the comments. All right. I look to and definitely intend to get more active on here, on being more service driven. All right, less about me giving services. To be honest, I've been pretty inactive on my email list altogether. Virgo for Aries hits the 6th house, and that's me. I am in Aries, I have an Aries Moon. All right, and if you notice today, this is a lot less of a fiery approach. It's a lot less engaging in the rage, if you will, the anger, the passion, in an uncontrolled manner, rather than recognizing this lunar return has illuminated in what ways would I like to creatively express myself and use media and communicate and share what I think in this more modern day. And a lot of what I feel like is happening with this is, one, the expansion of different modalities, different tarots, different oracles, and the energies that they provide. Okay, I have, like I said, Mars in Cancer, which runs the Aries within me. And so, you know, you need to apply this for yourself. What is this Waning Gibbous revealing for yourself? What are you grateful for? And I want to have everybody share in the chat. What are you personally grateful for? You know, because it's going to be different for you than it is for me. And what I'm personally grateful for is, like, you know, 5 years ago, I set out to live anywhere I wanted to in the world. I've now lived in Asia for 1.5 years to 2 years. I've lived in South America for 2 years. I've lived in Mexico for maybe a year, maybe 1.5 years. I lose track, right? And a lot of other places in the middle, in between. I wanted to do it while doing YouTube. And I'm very happy and grateful to say, like, at this point in my life, I'm 100%, and I have been sustainable. Just being my own unique and creative self. You know, I want to take a moment to say Vince Hill, if you ever see this video, thank you. Thank you to my guy Vince Hill. He was one of the first people in my entrepreneurial space 5 years ago. Waning Gibbous is about gratitude. It's about reflection. It's about showing what has been revealed. Okay, so for me in Aquarius, the full moon in Aquarius revealed what? My 3rd house in Saturn. So it's showing what did I earn through reaping the fruits of my labor, okay? What have I worked towards? And what was earned? Because Saturn doesn't give anybody anything that wasn't earned. And I've been presented with the moment to reflect on, honestly, I earned everything that I have. And everything that I did not earn, it went away. If I cut any corners, it didn't last. If I treat anybody wrong, then I paid my consequences. Anything that we didn't necessarily earn with Saturn in the mix, it will definitely fly away. So on this particular moon, all right, I have my lunar return. This Waning Gibbous moon is showing that I've earned over this last 5 years a sustainable career just speaking and teaching on YouTube. Sharing my most vulnerable and emotional moments, especially in the earlier videos. I mean, a lot of people on here maybe now more be on the newer content that I've been able to produce aka that I've been able to improve on. But in the beginning, for me, YouTube was just an emotional outlet, in all sincerity. It was a way for me to deal with the things that I didn't know how to deal with. Right? I want to say that. Thank you. I love noise. I love sound. This is a part of me and myself and how I express myself. I want you to type in the chat, first off, where's your Aquarius placement? Because to better understand the Waning Gibbous on this particular moon, you need to understand what full moon illumination was happening in Aquarius. Now for me, this is the next step after that Aquarius full moon, and that illumination is more my own personal Aries placements, and I have 3 Aries, right? If I look at it just from a progressed standpoint, my Aries in the 11th house was like, in what ways have my network, my community, my passion work that the community or that the people, not necessarily best friends, not necessarily close friends, but the people, humanity, in what ways have I shared cosmic knowledge or cosmic information? In what ways has it actually turned around and paid dividends? And for me, you know, this is the simple message behind that is the sustainability of being able to live abroad and not worry. Being able to live abroad and not get caught up in the small details. Being able to live abroad and take a moment to be grateful and like, well, in what ways have I served you and have you served me back? So this is really mostly like, this lunar return for me, this birthday for me is like really a thank you to you, listening, watching. Whether you're new, whether you've been here for years, thank you for listening, for watching. All right, here we go. The golden dragon is a 7th-dimensional golden Atlantean dragon, right? The golden area of Atlantis lasted for 1,500 years. And during this time, the people lived in harmony and happiness at the upper level of the 5th dimension. Humans, animals, and the land itself radiated a golden aura. So everyone enjoyed soul satisfaction. Source energy powered the great crystal held in the temple of Poseidon, which was the source, at least the power source for the civilization. And you see this golden crystal here, or at least that big black crystal. The awesome spiritual technology of Atlantis was activated by crystals and mind control. When we were ready to bring back our innate Atlantean knowledge and wisdom, which is like basically Aquarius in your chart right after this Aquarius full moon, the golden Atlantean dragon will come to activate or actually reactivate us and our gifts and talents and the information held within our DNA. So I want you to try this exercise with me. Here's the guidance of this particular dragon. Thank you. Give a moment to thank this dragon for their wisdom. Thank you. This card invites you to activate your own personal 5th. 5th is Leo, we're in Leo season. 5th dimensional blueprint. For it contains the light of the incredible era of the Golden Atlantis. Okay, here's the actual guidance, the applicable guidance. The Golden Atlantean dragon who has come to you now has worked directly with all the great masters of Atlantis during the Halcyon days and remembers exactly who you truly are. There's the guidance of this dragon. Okay, ready? Prepare to reclaim your mastery. You're ready to dissolve the final veils of amnesia, and your dragon will assist you to do so. So this morning when I first woke up, I was like, what does my lunar return means to me? And I literally got Neptune Pisces in the 12th house. This is the great dissolver. Neptune energy, Pisces energy is the great dissolver. It may present more illusions, it may present more fantasies, which literally has happened in my life. But only to dissolve the veils of illusion about who's really there supporting, about what do I really understand from just a knowledgeable standpoint about astrology, about cosmic intelligence, about brujeria and witchcraft, about dragons itself, about elemental magic and what a rock is, alchemy, the science of alchemy, the magic that exists within us and all around us. So this is what it's doing. This dragon comes to remove the veil of amnesia. And this is the actual applicable process, and I want you to try this with me. Ask it. So ask right now. to breathe golden fire. I want you to visualize fire, but gold, into your third eye, which is why I'm tapping here. And I see 3 people watching on screen. So that the final clearance and awakening can take place. Your dragon will then remain with you and shine light into you as you prepare to stand in your power as an Atlantean master. So, this is critical, this is major. I'm going to take more time to do this in a meditation for myself tonight. But in the process, I just want you to understand the Waning Gibbous moon for what it is and what it's worth. All right, and I do thank you all for those thumbs up. Tremendous, I appreciate you. Definitely check the email list. I'm going to be giving out way more things on the giveaway. It's pinned up in the comments. I looked at my forecast for the month of this month. Shout out to Eileen for just doing part of that forecast and getting those numbers and digits out to be able to go back and look through it. And a lot of what's happened for me is 6th house. Virgo energy for me hits the 6th house. This is service, the house of service. And I have a little bit on the 3rd house, so I'm learning new things to be able to serve at a higher way. This is getting ready for me to remove the veils that I placed on myself karmically before I return into this life. When a moon cycle comes around and the moon comes back over your natal moon or even your progressed moon, you now learn something brand new. Now my progressed moon is, like I said, in Virgo, and the new moon will be in what? Virgo. But the moon I'm talking to you now is in Aries. And my natal moon is what? Aries. So for me personally, this is a big moment of illumination. It will always be illuminated if we choose to take that information. The Waning Gibbous is the time for you to go ahead and reflect on what has already happened. What have you been beautifully blessed with? And for me, it's like I've been beautifully blessed with the removal of where have I remained blind and allowed amnesia to remain. I don't even want to say necessarily for longer than it was welcomed, but long enough. And how can I now reflect in order for it to be further removed so that I can teach, educate, love, and learn at a higher, more evolved level with a gracious outlook on life. And while Mercury is in Virgo, it's really important for us to focus on daily gratitude. And part of that daily gratitude is by learning how to better take care of your body. So this is the lunar return for me. This is the birthday for me. I want to say thank you again to each and every one of you in here. For me, this message is short and sweet, and it's lovely, and I really want to keep it that way. You're all amazing, and I will see you soon. Check this message. Ask that golden fire to be placed upon you so that you can remove those veils of illusion, so that this Atlantean level mastery of intelligence, cosmic intelligence around guides, the connection with your guides, the connection with your spirit, the connection with your magic, the connection with your intelligence can be reborn and reclaimed. While Jupiter is Aries and Retrograde, reclaim your personal power and understand that I have videos out there from Jupiter in Aries Part 1 and Jupiter in Aries Part 2 giving forecast out. So just type in Pernell Bobby, Jupiter in Aries Part 1, Pernell Bobby, Jupiter in Aries Part 2, and you'll be able to get a time-stamped message about your rising sign. I suggest you check your rising sign and your progressed rising sign. My birthday is literally on screen right now, 4/14. It's my birthday. 4 people watching, 14 people have thrown the thumbs up. And one more happy birthday to me. Be willing to celebrate yourself, be willing to cheerlead for yourself. And through that, that's also another way that self-encouragement will remove the veils and the illusions that you placed upon yourself karmically before you returned. Love.